to me, this season is really going to be focused on building fan bases in the cities where we're going to play. And that takes people on the street. You've got to get out there. You've got to have your players and your coaches available to people. You've got to build up a sense of involvement on the part of the local community. Because football is a really popular sport, but people have to connect with it. So that's our job this year. If you're going to have a business of starting new football franchises, what you really ought to do is find the guy who was most successful in starting a new franchise for the NFL, and that was Michael. He was the general manager, and he's the guy who started Jacksonville. And if you remember, they got in the playoffs the second year, and I think they were in the Super Bowl in the fifth year. I mean, it was remarkable. And he did it with 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th round draft picks. And that's what we're doing here. We want to expand, but not at the expense of quality. So we're going to do it deliberately and slowly. We have owners, we have people committed to the long term. You know, any startup takes 3, 4, 5, 6 years to really develop. And I don't think we should be in a hurry. I think we should expand when we can get the right coaches in the right cities and the right venues and the right players, so that when we do put out a new team, it's a quality team. We have the infrastructure here at the league level to really put together the franchises. Michael knows how to do it. His people are first class. So I think we're in a position now where we can legitimately and logically expand, and not at the expense of quality. You know, like any startup, you don't do everything right. And you know, this was done on the fly. We did it under very tight time constraints. But I think as an introductory season, we couldn't have expected much better results from a football point of view. You know, to me, the key was getting really good NFL coaches. And they molded teams out of this player pool that was available. I think by the end of the season, we were playing really good football. Clearly, it'll get better, but I think they accomplished an awful lot the first year. But yes, you know, you've got a core of a team returning. You've got people that know Jim's system or Denny's system, and you know, they're really good coaches. They've had a year with these people. We also seem to be, how shall I put it, much more attractive for football prospects to join. I mean, we're getting a lot of people coming in, so I think we're going to get, it's going to be a much bigger pool to select players from. But mostly, you know, hey, it takes time to build a football team. I think it seems to me in the NFL, I mean, with Bill Walsh, it took him 3 years to get to the Super Bowl, and he was probably the biggest genius in the field. It takes time. You got to get the players, you got to mold them together, and they have to think and act and feel like a team.